Found it. Found it. We here. We are live. Surely it wouldn't lie to us.
Here I go
Surely
again on my own.
Doo-doo-doo.
Going down the only road I've ever known.
Boom. What was
Dropping
that? Shit.
Deadpool is always a nuisance. He's a jackass, don't you know?
Tonight's celebrity death match of MGK versus Eminem, which MGK comes out and says he didn't lose. And I agree. I've been saying this. I'll die on this hill. Me and Coach disagree, but this is where we're at. But that'll be seen next week. We're gonna bring you this awesome podcast.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Yay!
MGK won.
Look
MGK
at all
won.
these people. I'm so glad I got the dishes washed before you guys got here.
I could have brought some paper plates.
I'll give you the MGK.
You ain't gotta do all that for me, girlfriend.
But MGK did not. MGK got slayed lyrically. If you want to say which one makes a better dance club hit than MGK's, just because that's what he does. But which one got slayed somebody? It was him.
He brought it back, and so he disagrees. He brought it back. It'll be interesting to see what Eminem retorts with this one, how he comes back on this.
He didn't care.
I was gonna say
MGK wasn't alive in Well, he may have been alive in 1996, maybe. I don't know.
might be
Probably
his dad.
not. Probably not. But we're going to talk 1996. Our top 5 songs of 1996. As you can see, we have some special guests. We got Michelle Christie. She's got some things coming up. We'll talk to that in a minute before we get into the list. But got a new song. Didn't you just drop with Ballistic, right? Just came out like a week ago.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew that.
He knows it all.
I seen
do
this
my
song.
research.
That's his job.
We got Matt. Matt, do you got anything coming up?
I do actually. I got one coming up this Saturday at Barleycorns.
Barleycorns. I did not find the slide for that. If I knew, I would have done some research. Damn it.
That's all right.
Okay. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I still got my stuff in my head. I don't know.
Don't you always
Congested. I can't hear.
Let's be honest, Josh.
Huh? I didn't hear that.
Something in my head, and that's not me.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I don't either, but I like it.
so we're gonna drive on. If I sound funny, I apologize. If I say what a lot, I apologize. Pronunciate, use your words. Yeah, there we go.
Deadpool is killing me. I'm loving it. Oh my god.
I was gonna do my hair and makeup for you guys, but I'm sorry. I've had a lot going on lately, and I can't explain it, but I made it to you guys.
Hey, look, I put the headscarf on and then I turned on the computer. I was like, hey, it's my birthday. I don't need to look.
Birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
I don't need to do all this shit today.
Everybody out there on the internet.
I feel like it's
Right
my
now.
birthday because I feel like I just got born today because I don't understand nothing going on. So anyways, let's go, Coach.
Yeah. Wish Sontia happy birthday out there in internet land. And like I said, I think we'll let Matt go first. Let Michelle get a feel of it,
Okay.
and then we'll spin for ours.
And if you take any of my songs, you're never allowed on the show. I know that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry.
I got a huge list because it was so easy. Like we were talking before, I was 17 in 96. I was coming of age, learned a lot about life. It was kind of weird looking back. And, at 17, I was full of hope and ready to take on the world. And here I am
Josh,
way
I think you
older
just
than
wrote
17.
you just wrote a country song, bud.
I think I just did. And then right before this, I had a meeting with insurance, and they were like, life insurance and final expenses. And I'm like, no, we're not talking about that, man. You're talking to the wrong person, because I'm living today and I don't give a fuck about tomorrow. Like, oh, your family can find everything. No. I'm leaving little treasure maps, and it's going to be a scavenger hunt. You got to find this. You want my booty, you got to hunt for it.
I was 7.
7. Yeah.
Well, maybe were there any Care Bear songs or anything in 90s?
We're actually
wasn't bored.
Hold on, 7 was still okay for Care Bears. I think I liked them until I was like,
no, but I was trying to listen to some Eminem and some Korn, and you got the Spice Girls and Britney. Like, you couldn't hate 96.
No,
yeah.
No.
Like, it shaped me as a human being.
Perhaps one of my favorite albums ever came out in 96. Definitely what would probably make for sure a top 10 album. So
yeah.
We're gonna have to find out what that is later. Oh, but yeah, I was having a ball. Like, I was dancing in the kitchen. I had 96 on all in the car or whatever else. And my kids were like, they don't ask who this is. They don't care. They just listen. But they get influenced too. And there were a song, man, I can't even say what songs because there's so many of us. Somebody might have picked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some older hip hop songs. So they were like, who is this? And I was like, this is Blotted Out. And they were like, who's that? And I'm like, I'm a terrible parent. You should know who it is. Oh, man. Year of the boy bands. Oh, God. I had so many hard eyes. Oh, that One Direction died.
oh yeah, that was my daughter. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. This is a sad day. Liam, my daughter. He's my daughter's like. I can't even. I was trying to equate that to something today because nobody I've ever like been that fan. You know, there's been some people I've been in that, but they're still alive. I wasn't a Prince person. I wasn't a Michael Jackson person. Those are the two to me that I think I could equate it the most with that has recently went. You know, or in the recent has went, I guess. I don't know how to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not distracting us. It was kind of fun to have him back there.
No, it's not him. I'm going out for a cigarette and you guys are coming with me.
Okay.
I gotta stay on the move. I'm a Sagittarius. I like to keep things rolling.
She said, I'm not sitting down. It's so good to have a girl on here, man.
Balance it out a little bit. You're not outnumbered by much, at least. All right, Matt. You want to go ahead and take
let's do
us off with this?
So 1996, I was the ripe old age of 11. I was finding music like for myself. Like every time I hang out with my mom, we'd always be listening to like, 50s, 60s, 70s, that kind of stuff. If I was hanging out with my uncle, we'd be listening to like Metallica and that kind of stuff. So 96, like I was finding music for myself. And so I'm gonna start with number 5, a staple of every rec center dance in the 90s. Quad City DJs, Come On Ride the Train. It was always every rec center dance I ever went to. That was always a staple.
It still just gets me that the kind of music that we know what that song means today, and it's like we were knee high to a grasshopper just singing along. Just floors me.
Was it really though? Was it?
Oh yeah, I mean, come on.
Or was it really just a party song?
Was it just a party song?
Well,
it's
what train are you gonna ride? I mean, you gonna go Casey Jones, or you gonna go Freaky Freak?
Train, Josh.
That was literally a dance that you did. I mean, they had other ones that I mean, come on,
I don't think I know that one.
Come on, ride that train.
Oh, okay.
Train.
I couldn't hear it. I had a lot going on. I swear I'm really trying.
And then you would go, I think I can. I think I can. I
Right,
think I
right.
can. I think I
Okay,
can.
okay. So, okay, I got it. Whoop,
Totally innocent. Totally innocent.
whoop. All right, I'm on it. Party song. All right.
So my number 4 is Coolio 1 2 3 4.
Yeah.
Good song.
That
Good
was
song.
it's always been my favorite Coolio song, but Coolio was huge in '96. Like the Dangerous Minds movie was out.
He was
that
the
soundtrack
he was
out.
the lip licker.
Yeah.
Oh, he sure
I think you're
did.
thinking LL Cool J.
Mhm,
though.
he was known for that, like Coolio. Come on.
Number 3, always listen to, if you grew up in this general area in the 90s, you listened to 107.3 KKRD,
Mhm.
and
There's my mom. Sorry.
they always played all the best stuff from like just pretty much everything, every genre for the most part. But number 3 is going to be OMC How Bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
man.
good one.
Yeah.
That was always one of my favorites.
It's super 96 song.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how bizarre.
My number 2 is going to be Van Halen Humans Being from the Twister soundtrack.
Good
I was
song.
never allowed to listen to stuff like that.
You couldn't listen to the Twister soundtrack.
I couldn't
listen
even
to
listen to
Van Halen?
Eminem or Korn or
See Van Hagar,
wasn't
but
around
Van
in
Halen?
96.
Linkin Park was my first like hardcore album I ever owned.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Is
I
Linkin
was
Park
16 at the
hardcore?
time, so I kind of.
But I'm interested to hear why you chose that song.
Number 1, I'm a Sammy Hagar fan. Every time I hung out with my uncle, we were always jamming the Van Hagar and the that kind of stuff. So, and then Twister, that was one of my favorite movies when it came out, as I'm sure anyone that lived in Kansas in '96.
Could definitely relate.
And it's just a banger song. Like, it's one of the harder Van Hagar songs.
I'm gonna have to hear it now.
I've always been a fan of that song.
Good song.
Yep.
So then my number 1. So my premise for this was the songs that I remember listening to when I was 11. Like, I listened to a bunch of Weird Al in '96, and
Oh, yeah.
I loved him.
he dropped Bad Hair Day in '96.
Yep.
So my number 1 is going to be Weird Al, the Alternative Polka.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love his mashups that he does for every album. And so yeah, that's
The
gonna be my
medleys
number
are
1.
always my favorite. I mean,
Right.
I love some of the other ones, but them polka
like his
medleys are just
his parodies are
greatest.
great, but it's when he does those mashups of just however many songs, it just flows together so good. Like, he just dropped one this year. It's his first one in like a while.
Yeah, and it's something polka.
It's still
Polka or something. Polka something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I hadn't seen it, but I'll
Yeah,
definitely check it
I
out.
listened to some of it. It was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah. He was on my tentative list. Kevin says, I just got a dirty mind. It was a party song. I'm like,
I was gonna say, I think it's a party song.
I'm 1000% sure it's a party song.
it's a happy birthday party song. Kevin says, happy birthday. Everybody wish Sontia happy birthday the entire show. Do it.
Yeah,
now.
we're so blessed to have you here.
Right? Oh my
Well,
God.
happy birthday to us that you're born.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, almost dying in July. I made my birthday just like, and I worked all day, and I was just talking about my birthday at work all day. I was like,
I understand how that stress can take you over and you conquered it. Yeah.
Thank you for calling. It's my
Mental
birthday.
status takes a lot of energy to really get that,
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm
Bryce
proud of you.
tuning in from the shitter.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Kevin
we
says he was
appreciate wherever
32
you
in
are.
Hot
96.
Kids tunes. What?
Hope everything comes out all right.
Hot
Yeah.
Kids tunes. Okay. Yeah.
More happy
Well-
birthday, which is from Jana. All right, let's see what Michelle has got. You want to go next?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Got a feel
I've
for
been
it?
ready. I've been ready. This was easy for me. That's why I was laughing at that comment about the Pop Kids tunes, Kevin.
Well, before we
Because
get
I
into
was
your
7.
before we
Kevin.
get into your list here, hold on. We got you got something coming up, right?
Who?
You got something
Yeah,
coming up.
but yeah, that's next weekend. I mean, obviously, I'm going to Dead Fest this weekend, but I got my show with Rachel this next weekend, and it's free admission. I'm doing 5 acts, man. It takes a lot, man. It takes so much dedication and time to really choreograph and make costumes, and I'm singing a song, and man,
Yeah, love at
it's gonna
first
be
fright.
so fun though. I could already tell that it's gonna be a whole bunch of fun.
It is always a bunch of fun. And this is the first time we've really done it in like a public bar, like Red Brick Room, you know, but we finally have the space to kind of bring it to you in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, and you don't really have to buy a ticket. I mean, if you want a table up front, you got to buy VIP because, you know, Red Brick Room can hold standbys, right? But, I mean, if you really want to get up close and see it for real, you might want to, you know, buy like a VIP ticket. Yeah. But, can we get into our music?
Yeah, go for it.
You're making me feel shy now that you guys are all mature with your, like, you know, whatever songs.
With our arthritis. You don't need to hurry up and get
I was 7, but I chose, okay, it was very, very hard because I like loved everything from the 96. Like, you can't hate 96. All right. There's so many, and I did not put these in order from like first one to last one. I just chose like 5 that I couldn't live without, like, you know, if you had to choose, right? So first one, Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
Because I cover that song, and that's kind of a song that I sing before I leave someone. All right. And like also the third reason is, I mean, give me a fucking reason. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's always all right, yeah. Number 2, They Don't Care About Us, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that one, the fucking drums, first of all.
Yes.
Fucking dope as fuck.
That's a walk up on them song.
And it always applies to the world we live in. Like, Michael Jackson is timeless, his songs. You know what I mean? Like, it always applies, you know, like the words and the meaning and the heart behind it, you know.
I think 2 years after that,
can't leave Michael behind on that one. So,
and that one always messed me up because I was like, because Tupac's version is No One Gives a Fuck About Us.
Yep.
And so I mean, I found that one first.
Well, I liked the
and I went back and I was like, oh wow.
I'm having a brain fart because, you know, I got problem. All right. So, but they did a cover, They Don't Care About Us, and I actually cover it, and like, it's fucking dope. You know, the rock version.
Yeah. Because when I went down the rabbit hole, I found it, but I can't remember who did it.
It starts with an S.
Sting.
Shine down.
Semisonic.
No. Here, hold on. No, I'll pull it up right now. Watch. They Don't Care About Us rock cover.
Thank you, Internet.
Saliva,
yeah.
Oh. And is it good? I don't know.
It's so good. It's so good.
I need to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. And then another one. Unbreak My Heart, Tony Braxton.
Oh.
Tony Braxton is a big part of my life because anything Braxton or the Braxtons or Tony Braxton, like, you got to give her credit because she developed my voice and soul for singing. Like, and it's just a great ass song. And the melody and the music, like, it's just, I love it. You know, and back in the day when I'm singing in my room and all you got is your music and you just like are stuck in your room. So you just like, and the only way to learn a song is like rewind, pause, play on a cassette tape. Well, I had the Tony Braxton Unbreak My Heart, and like the opposite side was in Spanish. So I would learn it in Spanish. So like, I don't even know how to speak Spanish, but I learned how to like sing it in Spanish.
That's cool. If you ever need to break it out, what if like you're ever in a situation to where you have to,
You're like,
say something in Spanish real quick?
Yeah. Okay, next one. Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
Oh yeah, that was
Yep.
on my
All right.
tentative.
I mean, first of all, it's one of me and my bestie's favorite songs, and you always like got to play that song when you're about ready to go out, or you're going through like a breakup or something. You're like, you know what? I'm dope. Like, Return of the Mac. Like, you know what? I'm pretty fucking dope. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Here I come.
And then, okay, I had to choose a Spice Girls song, and I put Wannabe because, like, okay, so there was so many that I liked, but Wannabe, like, girl power, and it's like the jam, like no one can hate it, and like you gotta get with my friends, right?
I bet I listened to that song 5 times this week because almost every single 96 playlist you start with, that was the beginning of it. And as much as even the 3rd time or the 4th time or possibly the 5th time I wanted to skip by it, I couldn't. So,
it's I can't get down with it. I don't have
we know you can't because it's happy and it
I mean, the other one I was thinking of is like, Say You'll Be There.
Top 5 of just Spice Girls.
That was my like tie. Say You'll Be There.
I could definitely, I could do a Spice Girl one. I'd be okay.
Oh my goodness.
That was my 5.
Good list. Good list indeed. Like I said, I think you got one of Sontia's, right? Toni Braxton.
I thought she did, but she didn't.
She didn't make the final. My list was 20 songs, and there were some that were like, okay, I can't get this on another list. I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to put this song, so I'm putting it on this list. And there's some that been on every list, and I'm going to put it on the list again.
Mine ended up 14 long, so that's all I ended up with.
These are my scribbles.
Too many.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, you guys are all organized and like me.
Mine's just up here.
Get this out. Yeah.
Well, all right, Coach, you want to break out the spinner, and we will spin from here on out.
We're spinning.
We have a spinner for the regular crew, but we just don't have the budget. Make multiple spinners.
I'll make 2 more plates. I'll have one that has our names and guest 1, and then I'll have one that has our names and guest 1 and guest 2. So we'll only be able to do 5, but I do have enough plates inside to at least make 2 more plates. And the spinner moves easy. You just pull it from the back side, very easy.
It's very high tech.
Woo!
Oh, you guys are killing me. All right, well, we won't do our fancy little things since nobody else got fancy little things. We'll
Oh, I was trying to figure out how to join the live chat with people talking, and I'm like, yeah, that's way too complicated. They're like, oh,
there's a lot of bells with it.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'll usually just respond to them verbally.
Yeah, I was like, I can see you, but I can't say nothing to you. Yeah.
Just say it out loud.
Apparently, I got a dirty mind. I don't know what I said recently to.
He was talking about becoming riding the train.
The train. Well, almost everything.
This was way after the train.
Yeah.
This was Spice Girls, and he was.
No,
I think it was before that. It was when Matt was doing his list.
I don't know, time wise. Kevin, correct us, but like I said, I was 17, and I looked back at some of the music I was into, and a lot of it still resonates, and it's dark, and it's like, fuck me, the world's gonna fuck. I was full of hope then, and I was still had that. So I'm like, did I manifest this my entire life?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yes.
Probably
with all the songs you sang and felt. Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. But number 5 is a sad one. I did not listen to this in '96. I found it after the fact, but it's kind of a song about I would assume your father. I thought it was father dying and going on, but it's Pearl Jam. Off He Goes, and it's off the No Code album.
Oh, I love that song
And,
so
It was a
much.
good song.
One of my bestest friends in the world, Mr. McBee, turned me on to it, and he hit me up out of the blue today, and I'm gonna just wish him all the best of everything that's going on. I don't know, I hadn't talked to him in a while, so I just thought it was weird that he hit me up, and I'm putting this song on a list. It's just the universe in weird ways.
Cosmos.
But it's a great sad song, reminds me of my dad, losing my dad at least. Number 4, Cake. You can't go 96 without Cake. I mean, Cake is
A lot of cake in 96.
There was a ton.
that album.
That
That album is one that could be played from front to back for me that I wouldn't skip because every song is amazing.
Mhm.
I went with Friend is a 4-letter word because
Mhm.
I'm Josh, if you haven't met me. It just, it's a 4-letter word, I mean, it is what it means. It's you just a user, I mean, that's what it's about. It's like, oh, you only want something. But a lot of great songs on that album. Wouldn't not pick any of them. Number 3, I don't know if we were ever supposed to like him, but Marilyn Manson, Tourniquet. I do not like Beautiful People. That song's, just overplayed. But again, that's a good album. He, musically,
Marilyn Manson is a great artist.
he's
He
a
is.
musical genius.
I wasn't allowed to listen to him. And
No, I mean, I understand him now as an adult, and
Mhm.
he's like just an artist all around in general.
yeah.
I was dating a girl that was obsessed with him at the time when this album came out, and that's what she wanted for Christmas. Was this album, because I think it came out in 95 actually, but in Christmas, like literally it was released like the week of Christmas, so I'm gonna give it, but it or maybe it was 96 Christmas, but either way I know that's what she wanted. But I would just remember I like that chick. She was into Marilyn Manson. A freshman chick into Marilyn Manson, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I loved watching
She's a
him do
badass,
interviews.
right?
Marilyn Manson interviews were the funnest interviews ever because that's really where he really showed his intellect.
Yeah.
Because you saw all of this scary shock rocker stuff, but then when you sat him down and talked to him, it's like, oh, I get it. Well, you make sense. You're still crazy, but you make sense.
Well, I just watched an interview with Alice Cooper, and they were asking him about what this was like at the time he was coming out, and he was like, "Oh, a shock rocker with a girl's name? Huh? That's so original." Talking to the king right there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, like I said, Blind Melon is one of my all-time favorite bands. They had an album they dropped, Nico, which I think was mostly kind of like acoustic, but one song that stood out is Life Ain't So Shitty. I tried to be hopeful. I tried to be positive, Coach. I tried because life ain't so shitty.
Don't try for me. Don't
It's
try
a lie.
for you.
Argentina. Oh wait, no, that's not how it goes.
It's a totally lie because life is shitty. Come on, we got to pay taxes and all this jazz.
Well, I can't help that I'm pure sunshine.
I was gonna say, life is what you
Life
make.
is
Mom always
fucking
said.
shitty to me all the fucking time. It shits on me, and I go,
Exactly.
and that's what makes me sunshine.
You smile at the shit.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Super Drag. It made it. I'd forgot about this song till a couple episodes ago, and I don't even know what brought it on, but it's kind of one that could be. It's got a really poppy sound, but it's just not very happy. Super Drag, Sucked Out. Who sucked out the feeling? Because I feel that every day. I mean, it's like, man, it just life felt like more when you were 17. I mean, now it's just like, got to go to work again, got 8 hours here and then muster up energy to do a podcast, do some art after I get off work and whatever else I got to do, so. But it's a great song. It's, the almost annoying vocals, but it's the lyrics, I mean, the core, who sucked out? I mean, he's like raspy and,
You connected with the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking about that earlier, I think, with you guys, where I was like, why do you like a song? Sometimes people are like, oh, I just like the guitar ripped. And you're like, okay, that's all I needed to know. You don't even know what this song's about, what the lyrics say. Sometimes the lyrics match, but the song sucks.
Yeah.
Like, so you're like, why do you like this song? Like, you know, and it's so
every song's different for me. There are songs that the lyrics literally don't matter because I enjoy the song so much.
Yeah.
But but there's also songs that the music don't matter because the lyrics are so freaking deep.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah.
That was my list. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Sweet.
Well, I won't judge you by it, but if I was, I'd say it was a pretty good list.
It's a way to get to know you for sure.
Yeah. There you
We know Josh prefers the dark.
The darkness.
go.
But he has light in him.
When darkness turns to light. I don't think that was in 96. That was like 2001.
Something there, Kevin. I don't know.
All
Thank
right,
you, Jesse.
good list.
Woo!
I'm gonna spin the spinner.
Spin the spinner. Spin
Let's
the black
spin it.
circle. Spin, spin, spin. Spin the black, spin the black. Spin, spin, spin.
Woo!
Okay.
Yeah. Mic drop.
My list spinner needed no more. I was, in 97, I was gangster. I'm just going to say that.
Okay, what about 96? What about 96?
Sorry, 96. In the 90s, in this era. So in 96, I looked at myself actually at probably like up to 2000. This was high school. This is where I was in high school, how I picked this list. And this was where I was in high school. So every song I didn't get into in 96 necessarily, but and I have a number 5.
Like a reappreciation as an adult.
Yeah, there definitely my list would change if I just did this list purely new or thinking like I do now, but I went right back into 96 or 97 or 98 or 99, somewhere in there when I did this. My number 5, this is one of my favorite rap albums of all time, and it's some Ice Cube with West Side Connection, and I've used them before, but this one is freaking King of the Hill. And it's one of the most slayingest. And I'm a freaking Cypress Hill fan, dude.
I can rap that whole album.
I'll get on stage with you. And I suck, but I'll get on because I could do. Even my wife last night was freaking out because I literally threw this entire album and just killed all but 2 songs I like on this album that I could just kill on this. I mean, word for word. Yeah, and I'm a Cypress Hill guy. I don't dislike them, but
I didn't understand that beef. But
I didn't either, but they came at him once, and that's all it ever takes with. He does it, and he holds a grudge, dude. Somebody, I would not want to piss him off because he's, to me, like, what? He literally is probably the slayer of all slayers because he just keeps going at you and hits you with,
no
deep
Vaseline.
Yeah, no Vaseline, exactly.
Right there.
My number 4, we didn't go rap on this one, but we went Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade. Man, when I put that song back on, I was like, wow, I was back in 96. I was, just jamming out, and I don't know if that's my favorite Rage album, but that's probably one of my favorite Rage songs, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one.
Number 3. Outcast, AT Leans, from AT Leans. Man, that song, that's rap God perform. I'm not, that was just every one of their little verses in there, is just, they're awesome. Outcast rocks. And in 96, Outcast was the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I think off of that CD, that's the same thing. That's probably not one of my favorite Outcast CDs, but that would be one of my favorite Outcast songs, if that makes, you know what I mean? That was one of the there's 3 or 4 real good songs off there, and that wasn't like, I don't know, that wasn't one of their best, but that was one of their best songs. So number 2, man, probably one of my favorite CDs ever, albums ever, whatever out, I don't know, but came out in 96. It's Sublime's self-titled album, Sublime. And I've used all of their songs off this album already, so I had to go to one that I have not. No, I haven't used them all, but I went wrong with Sublime. And that's just another one that Amy, we listened from front to back last night. And every single song, minus about 6 words, I can get on that album front to back, because that was one you played when you drove to Arc City or somewhere like that, front to back. You didn't need to skip it. It was that good. And anybody that don't like Sublime, I don't give a because
Sublime was on my list, but I didn't appreciate Sublime until later. So I try to like get closer to like my vibe like in 96 versus like now, because I have appreciation for the songs like now, because I wasn't allowed to listen to stuff like that.
I would say we separated like for like a 10-year period, and no reason other than we just went our different ways. And I'm so glad they came back. And it was Dirty Heads and some of the other music I got into that just kept bringing them back. And you're like, oh shit, like, okay. All right, they're the reason why Dirty Heads is there, and some of them. I mean, there's not just them, but there's some others. But they're the reason why some of these people got where they took hate. They were kind of one of the Nickelbacks of that music, or whatever you want to say, the posers or the whatever. And they took the early hate and just kept going. You bring Rome in and keep going. And sorry, we're not doing a Sublime show,
but we should.
My number one. And this song definitely puts me in 96, and God, it makes me so happy. And it doesn't even make sense that Dre's in it with Blackstreet, No Diggity. No Diggity, No Doubt, man. And if ever like just anything's wrong and you put that song on, I'm getting down, man. I was at work today just, dancing around, I had my headphones in, and, I'm like, sorry, guys.
That was my tie against Return of the Mac, No Diggity. And I was like, hold on. That's more of like the family song versus like what I want to do for me. Like, No Diggity. And I listened to the words and I had to get in my head about it. And I was like, yeah, that was a tie, like for real.
That song, man, my wife that's another one of those songs front to back. It's like you've played it. I remember that was one of those songs, again, like freshman year, I didn't have great out music selection, but I had that one on tape, and that one I remember there was like months, 4, 5, 6 months, there was only 3 songs on there was on that tape front to back, so
you have a UA
I don't know what that means. That's what I was frowning at. I was like, the fuck is that? And I was like, what?
BVV, you're not supposed to put stuff like that no.
My name is Michelle Christie, not Coach. I'm just kidding. Not Coach. He's only the cleanest. Only the cleanest. Yeah.
He's the cleanest and the purest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Who's peeing for me? I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Coach,
for
good
me.
list.
I enjoyed my list. I got some honorable mentions I'm ready to get to. I had a 5.5 on here that was hard to keep off my list. That as good as Sontia does her awesome list, then I'm ready.
We've made it with no strikes. That's a surprise. Nobody's crossed anybody.
Yep.
I had two on my honorable mentions that Coach and Michelle listed. I had Return of the Mac and No Diggity on my honorable mentions because, 2 great songs. Like, Return of the Mac played when I was at the dentist, and even though I was at the dentist, I was still on my
It just makes you be like, whatever.
If you had to pick rap songs from 96 to describe 96, that would be it. Those were the 2 songs that described the rap of 96, man.
The dentist was like, stop moving.
Like, no. Make me.
Okay.
Novocaine.
And then you're sitting there still like
like wiggling your nose.
You're like,
like I was getting a wisdom tooth removed, so the situation sucked, but I was still in a good mood because that song was playing.
Man,
I
it's
know.
like,
You can't be mad at 96.
no, you cannot.
Everything in 96 was really good. There were so many other songs like Celine Dion and like shapeshifters of 96 that really shaped hearts.
Yeah.
You know, they shaped like emotion, like hearts, aggression, self-awareness, girl power, like where we stood on how we felt. I feel like 96 really shaped the entire world that year.
Yeah, it definitely had an impact. One thing that I wasn't going to bring up, because you guys know, well, you probably don't know this, but I love Nickelback. And one thing that I
like Nickelback.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about like how their album Curb first came out in 1996. And it was just kind of their first debut album. I just, you know, you guys hear enough about Nickelback, so I just was going to leave Nickelback
An
out
honorable
of it.
mention, as you would say.
Well, didn't they have two albums? I'm pretty sure I've seen two albums.
I was gonna say, I figured you would just do 5 Nickelback songs for this portion.
Well, I mean, Curb was a good album, but
she's like, I'm deeper than
that. They didn't make my top 5. So I'll go ahead and
self-aware.
Mainly because they didn't have this photograph on there.
You are an asshole. You know how many bullshit things I've seen on Facebook of that thing? You're like, you know what? I think we should just make Brian just eat another crown and get it over with.
Oh,
Jesus is in the basement.
Oh,
and I'm on top. I'm the earth angel. I got you.
Yeah. I told him one day, I was like, one day you're going to fuck around and find out you're actually Jesus. And all of a sudden you're going to have to do the apocalypse with no instructions or anything.
And I told you I was the earth angel. I've been doing this work for a long time. Like, what do you want from me? Like, duh. Like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Oh, no.
My parents going, I don't know. Help me. And my son's like, I want to help you. I don't know how. I go, you're not supposed to.
How old is your son?
Dude, he's about to be 17 in February.
Oh, wow.
He's in Magicals and he has the deepest voice on the planet. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
I thought he was like,
yeah, and Italian. He sings in Italian and Latin, and I'm like, you're gorgeous. You know? Why is your children always more gorgeous than you? Like, they surprise you every day with like some insane like reality of awesomeness.
Oh yeah, my boys, especially here recently. I've just been flabbergasted and amazed and proud and inspired. They're just like, okay, I just gave birth to you, and there you are, just being a whole different
being
person.
better
like,
than me, and I didn't even have to try. And you know, like even like 2-year-olds that are sitting there and they're like feeling the music, and you're like, you've never even heard this song before. You know, like, and they're just feeling it, and you're like, yeah, they get it, right?
Chill out, toddler.
Yeah, and you're like, they get it, right? Yeah, like, how do they get it? And I'm just saying, music speaks without words and beyond boundaries with youth, with adults. Just like 96, when you're 17, I'm 7, you're 13, 11, whatever, you know? Like, it all spoke to us in this amazing way, right? And shaped our lives for the better to help us grow, just like music does.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Just weird.
Kevin said he's going to pee for all of us.
All right, let me get this list. Let me get down on this list since Nickelback's not on it. Since I did my Nickelback disclaimer. And these aren't really in a particular order. They're just kind of how I found them. My first one is going to be Long December by the Counting Crows.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. That song, the first time I heard it, it just filled me with all sorts of different emotions. And it reminded me of the winter sadness.
Yeah.
It's just like, is this winter ever going to be over? And I hadn't actually really at that point, because I was 15, I do believe, in 1996. So I hadn't really
never really experienced it yet.
Yeah, but I felt like I did. I felt like that described it perfectly, and it doesn't. Yeah. It's absolutely heart-wrenching and terrible. But that, was sad. It was sad to me.
Yes. So, and you just felt that deeply as a human being.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really love about music is it
teaches you who you are.
Yeah. Well,
before you even know.
it helps
mean,
you like
kinda.
kind of foresee what can be coming, and it also lets you see into the soul of somebody who actually wrote it, who put it together, who made it at some point. So that's number one. Number two, Mariah Carey's Fantasy was on the list of 1996, but that was actually 1995. So I want to call that out as a lie. You guys lied. They lied, and I was upset about it because I had to take it off. So I replaced that with Soundgarden, Burden in My Hand.
Yeah. It was again a hard one. There were so many good ones. That whole album.
Oh yeah. That
Changed my
whole.
life.
I believe that was the first time I heard Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
I believe that it was, and it was just so powerful and incredible and amazing. I just completely lost my shit. I was like, I'm gonna love this man forever, and I still do.
Yeah.
I really do. Almost as much as I love Nickelback. Almost. All right, number 3, because I told you guys that I was minding my own business and I found another song that I love, but I didn't know the artist or the name of the song. And
I know, I was excited.
I know, I'm still excited. I'm so excited. I've been listening to this song all day. And so I'm going through this list, and there's a song. It's called Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand. And I was like, the fuck is that song?
I think I've heard that one.
Yeah. And it's by Primitive Radio Gods. And I turned it on, and damn it, that was my favorite song in the whole world in 1996. And I could not for the life of me find it ever.
I can't place it.
Yeah.
Weird name.
Yeah, nobody. I thought it was going to be called like do 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 or something like that. What happens is they sample BB King, and there's a song where he goes, "I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met." And then they're going do 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 do, and essentially what he's talking about is just random stuff that's happening in life. And toward the end, the last lyrics are just kind of talking about riding the waves, even though you're not knowing where you're going. And that's kind of a point where I am in my life. There was a period of time before I almost died where I wanted to be in control so bad. Yeah. And I had already lost control, and I was losing my mind. I was going insane. You guys didn't see it, but I was completely going insane. And then boom, lights out.
I think we all go through that a little bit, but we all go through it a little differently, some harder than others.
Yeah.
So, we can understand, and, you're not alone when you say you go through things hard, and it is a story to tell. And, when you tell it, you find others that understand.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
I'm just saying, that's just nuts. And you're strong. And that's why I said earlier, I was proud of you. And I'm glad that you have a birthday today.
All right. Me too. Definitely. And one of the things that it really, really helped was me just let go. It was just like, just let go.
And other people that feel the opposite, that want to harm themselves or be done with this life. It's kind of the same feeling when you're feeling really stressed out. It's kind of similar. And the thing is that don't let go, and things don't last forever,
Yeah.
Everybody gotta go through the suck together,
Yeah.
And that's what friendship's for. I can't pick it for you, best friend, but I can be here for you and embrace the suck together,
Exactly.
I can appreciate you for who you are. And you just got to be sorry, I tried to leave, or I was almost leaving, but you're stuck with me, and here I am. And I guess we just got to, deal with each other, because I can't leave, and you can't leave, and I guess you're fucking stuck with me, bro.
You're going to live, goddammit.
You can hate me and be annoyed. You can be annoyed with
sad
me
ass over here.
But guess what? You're fucking stuck with me. I don't know. I can't go nowhere. God made me this way.
That's it.
I don't know. All right.
So that's definitely what that song brought to mind, was all of that. Just all of that. All day. Been listening to it all day. Number 4, Poe Pimp, Do or Die. And the reason why I picked that one is because it's classic and it's really, really fun to listen to when you're driving. Really fun. And it's like a summer song. It's like, do you want to ride?
Oh, I know that one.
I'm a caddy.
One of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that song. I forgot about that song. You brought it
Oh,
back.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, you can get sexy with it. You can just like get cruising with. I'm just saying, like, it's so many layers to it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's up,
Yes,
Timothy?
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it just reminded me of summer days. It reminded me of summer days. It reminded me of being stuck in the car with my cousins while they were smoking weed and they had the windows rolled up and I was trying to get out because I couldn't breathe. And then we go to the store and we get chips at Quick Trip. Oh, 7-Eleven. I didn't live here yet. It was 7-Eleven. And then I would always get a Surge.
That energy drink before it was an energy drink. I'm just kidding.
Surge was a 1996 drink. You guys remember that commercial?
96.
Surge. It's freaking ridiculous.
It's like my mom trying to put me on tab, and I'm like, "That's your day."
That's old people's drink.
We drank Surge. No, I'm just kidding.
Twice the sugar.
And then you got Brian going, we had Rockstar. And I'm like, that's still the old, like.
Get off my. All right. Number 5. And my last one. Because when you said Tony Braxton and then you said your song, I was like, oh no. But then I looked down and it wasn't. It was You're Making Me High.
Okay, so I had that down too.
Oh my God. That ice cream white suit, girl and guys, but girl.
Praise the Holy Spirit.
Oh my goodness.
Feeling so high. Yeah.
I know. And just sitting there and she's just dancing. I love that music video, but that whole song just about seeing some and ooh and ooh, yes, that was it. That was the shit. I played that all day too. Woo, you make my.
I will try to make a playlist this week.
That's the
I
difference.
didn't make one last week because the ear thing. I didn't get a chance to make it. And coaching, I guess we had all 3 lists, so I could go back and make it. But I'll make a playlist this week for sure. Get everybody's songs on there and on the YouTube, and we can listen to all these wonderful songs. Next week we're doing 1920s.
I got my list already.
Yep, Michelle's going to be joining us again to plug the burlesque show one more time before it goes.
All
you
right.
can't hate the classics.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hard, but I listened, and like I said, it's with burlesque and the 1920s. I think that's kind of where it was born, burlesque. So it was kind of fitting. So
it also
we're just going to roll with it and tune in next week for the 1920s. We're doing the whole decade, not just doing 1 year, because
that's a little too hard.
Yeah.
There's not enough information on the internet for us youngins.
Like Louis Armstrong, the first man on the moon, is the only one that I can think of, but that's the only artist I could name that was doing shit in the 20s. So definitely a research year.
I'm ready for some flapping, man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, do some flappers.
Yeah,
Chicago.
Great list, everybody. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I've got to go pee. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Me too. I almost took you with me, but I didn't think that'd be kosher because I'm still a little feral in the mind. I have to know what's appropriate these days. I'm just myself.
You just got to leave the phone outside.
Yep. We will see you next week with the 1920s. Thank you again.